What is up, designers? Welcome to my Photoshop tutorial, and today we're going to learn how to create the social buttons effect in Photoshop. Alright, so I'm going to jump in a new file here. If you want to download and follow along, you're welcome to do so. There are two images which are available for download in the description below. And you can also use your own photographs because the effect that we're going to cover today is applied to any photograph. The first thing I want to do is right click my layer and convert it to Smart Object. Next, we're going to add some lighting effects. So go to Filter, Render, Lighting Effects right here. And this is a really cool menu to just add a lot of lights effects to your photographs. You can try and experiment with it. It's pretty cool what they have to offer here. Now, what we need here in our case is the flashlight. So go ahead and click the flashlight. And what that does is just gives us a circle that has a light following. And then we want to move the circle right in her face so that her face is shining and the rest of the picture is kind of dim. And you can move this scale around by clicking the outer circle. So I'm going to increase it a little bit just to make it a bit more natural, that the lightings are not so crazy. And then you can also adjust the intensity from here with this middle circle. I'm gonna leave the intensity to about 40, and then I'm gonna press OK. And as you can see, we have a new effect. And if you're not happy with it, the good thing about the Smart Object is you can always go back to it by double clicking here and adjusting the lights as you like and pressing it again, and you can always change it. So moving on, the next thing we want to do is plug in the social media icons. So I'm just going to drag this image and drop it here. As I said, this image is also available for download if you want to follow along. I'm just holding down Shift and Alt key and resizing it, and I think I'm going to leave it right here. I think it should look good. And I'm going to press Enter to finalize my scaling. And next up, I want to remove the icons from her face so her face is visible. The way I do that is I'm going to click the little Japanese flag right here, and I'm going to have black color as my foreground color, select my brush, B for shortcut, and zoom in a little bit and start to remove these icons from her face so they don't show up and then cover her face completely. I'm using a slightly soft brush, and I'm just going to remove these from her hair. And if you accidentally go over too much, you can always press X on your keyboard and that will switch to white color, in which case it actually adds the image back. And I think I'm going to leave this one here and maybe remove this heart as well. And there we go. I think that looks good. And now we want to add some glow effects to these social icons so they look like they're lighting in her face. So I'm going to duplicate this layer by pressing down Ctrl or Command J on my keyboard. And this time, this layer should be set to screen mode. And that's going to light it up instantly. Now we don't really want this much intensity, so I'm going to lower it by going to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and putting my radius to 5. And then I'm going to duplicate this layer again, Ctrl or Command J. And this time I'm going to double click this Gaussian blur effect and put 150 radius here. And there the social icons look like they are actually shining. Now we're almost done, but we're not quite there yet. I'm going to add just one more touch to this photograph to make it look even nicer. So with my top layer selected, I'm going to press down Ctrl or Command Alt or Option Shift E. And that's basically going to merge all my layers and create a copy of them. So with that, I have a new rasterized image of everything that I did so far. And with that selected, I'm going to press Ctrl or Command Shift A to go into the camera raw filter. You can also access this filter by clicking Filter and then going to Camera Raw Filter. So here, what I want to do is add a little bit of exposure to bring out the light from the icons. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of contrast, leave the highlights alone, and I'm going to increase the shadows and maybe a little bit of blacks. And I'm also going to add some texture, not too much, a bit of clarity, again, not too much, and a bit of vibrance. The last and most important thing to do is to go to Effects here and add some grain, because as you can see, the original image contains a lot of grain or a lot of noise. And our new image that we put in does not contain grain or noise at all. So we want to balance that out and make the social icons look like they belong to the original image. So with that, I'm just going to add some grain, maybe about 25. And as you can see, it brings the image together and makes it look much more realistic. So with that said, I'm going to press OK. And there you have it, that's the final result. You can also use your own image and apply this effect. Feel free to share this with me in my Discord channel. I would love to see what you guys come up with. You can join my Discord server by clicking the link below. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that like button if you find this video useful. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of this content created. Leave a comment below if you want me to create a tutorial on something specific. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.